PCN is brought to you in part by the following underwriters.
Welcome to another edition of PACTV Community News. Tonight, we bring you to Pembroke's Old Home Day celebration and to a track meet in Kingston.
We'll take you to a grown-up game club in Duxbury and meet some volunteers helping the needy.
This week, we also get information on the new outdoor amphitheater being built at Plymouth's waterfront, and Local Eats takes us inside a local winery.
Town Talk is from Duxbury, and it's all ahead on this week's show. In our first story tonight, we meet a local chef who's won a very prestigious cooking contest. A local chef from Plymouth's New World Tavern has competed in Brewery Ommegaang's Hop Chef competition, a nationally acclaimed contest that took place in Boston last month. The competition included culinary chefs from across the region competing for a chance at the national level later this summer. Chef Johnny Sheehan won the regional competition that paired fine beers with fine foods. And PCN stopped into New World Tavern to meet him and hear more about his experience.
So Ommegaang is a Belgian brewery in Cooperstown, New York. A few years ago, they started this competition. It's called Hop Chef, kind of a play on words of Top Chef, that they go to the different markets around the country and pick out chefs that have restaurants that incorporate beer into their main theme of their restaurants, and run a competition that you use one of Ommegaang's beers to pair a dish with. So I made a dish based off of their beer that's Hennepin, it's called. It's a farmhouse saison. It's brewed with coriander, grains of paradise, different spices like that. So I paired a dish mimicking those different flavors. And I did a striped bass sashimi. So I got some beautiful striped bass from Maryland, and did that just raw slices of fish, and made a Thai coconut-style curry. So it was nice, it was stiff competition. They were great chefs from great restaurants, and I think I was definitely the wild card and surprised a bunch of people coming out of Plymouth and kicking some butt. So now that I won this, I am now the Boston Hop Chef title winner. So now from here I go to Cooperstown in August, and I compete against the other major markets that are also competing. So it's like Miami, LA, and a couple different places as well. Prince Edward Island mussels. But a little different than your average sauteed mussels. A lot of people like to do the Italian style, tomatoes and peppers, so I take an Asian twist on it. So I was given the beer that I was supposed to use, and trying to come up with a dish, racking my brain of what to do, couldn't think of anything. And I literally woke up in the middle of the night with this great idea, woke my wife up, told her the whole thing. She's like, yeah, it sounds perfect, and ended up being the winning dish. So dreams do come true sometimes. I mean, I worked in Boston for years, but came to Plymouth and have been trying to change the scene around here with some of the other great chefs in the area, and it was fun going up to Boston and making people recognize that you don't need to be in Boston to be doing good food.
The Duxbury Library has mixed up an old and new way to reach the 20 to 30 crowds. PCN stopped into their adult game night recently to see the fun.
About a year ago, we started what we call Makerspace Initiative. More and more libraries are seeing themselves as places where things happen, where people create content, not just borrow content. So we kind of felt that there wasn't enough participatory stuff for adults. We have a lot of programs for children, a lot of programs for teens. And we are really looking for sort of a wide range of adult activities that were more than just coming to a lecture, listening to a speaker, and going home. Something that would be cross all sorts of, age groups, but be sort of more interactive. So we thought about games, And then I think a bunch of us realized that board games are really making a big comeback amongst a lot of different demographics, one of which was a demographic we're really interested in, which is the 20, 30, and 40-year-olds. It just seems like it's a really rich opportunity to do some exploring. No one has to be an expert. There's no such thing as really being an expert. It's just having fun. So we're excited about it. And this is only our third one, so we're hoping that it grows and develops. And people are bringing some really cool games in that I've never seen before.
We have classics, and we also have a lot of different new role-playing like games. Like, for instance, this is Munchkin, and Munchkin is a hybrid card game and role-playing game where at any point in the game you can change your class or your race. So sometimes you could be an elf, you could be a dwarf, and then you battle monsters. And then there's, we play classics like Scrabble, Bananagrams, Jenga. We've done Monopoly for really feeling classic and nostalgic. We've played Life before. So it's really a good mix. I think board games are just really so diverse now. There's so many different options. So if you like playing Crazy Eights, you can find a comparable new card game like Flux to play. We're open for new people, and we have a meetup group and a Facebook group. So if people are interested to learn, because we're pretty much the fourth Friday of every month, unless otherwise holiday weekends. So yeah, so if they're interested in learning more, they can just go to either of those.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. See what I had in my hand? Yeah.
So I have actually 2 villages, so I'm going to play one village.
Last month, Silver Lake High School played host to the Patriot League track meet. The event showcased athletic talent from towns ranging from Quincy to Duxbury, Hingham to Scituate, and Pembroke to Kingston. Spectators were able to not only soak in the track events, but the field as well, which included girls and boys javelin toss, discus throw, among other things. PCN was there to take in all of the festivities.
On your mark.
What is going on today is we have the Patriot League meet that we're hosting here today. We have 10 teams. We have anywhere from Hingham, Scituate, I know I'm going to miss a couple, Middleborough, Pembroke, Silver Lake, Duxbury, and the rest. But, the best athletes of the league are here today competing.
Just really proud of the boys. They've done a great job. Great group of kids to work with, and really optimistic about our chances to qualify for the state meet in a couple events today. Finally have some great weather, and it seems like everyone's having a good time.
I'm running the 4x1 today. We're trying to qualify for states. This is one of our last chances to qualify. We were off by 0.3 of a second on our last one, so hopefully we get it today.
As far as the events here today, we should do very well in the javelin. We have Karen Carley and Harry Levinson and Kayla Cadigan. All three are great javelin throwers. Also in the triple jump, we have Ashley Royal, Kayla Fahey, and Sam Keogh should do very well, all three of them. So it's a great honor to have it. But again, this is one of the best tracks in the league because we have the 8 lanes, we have great jumping pits, great jumping apron for the high jump and all.
The First Church in Pembroke is an open and affirming congregation. Members organize monthly pancake breakfasts, concerts, and more to raise money for the church and its missions. Their biggest fundraiser is the Old Home Days Fair, a tradition which started back in 1870. PCN stopped in to take part in the festivities.
The fair started some 60 years ago, and they used to have doll carriage races and make chowders and bicycle races, and it progressed from there. The teenagers come back for anything that goes fast and up and down. The kids come back to run around here and find anything they can. They don't really care what it is as long as it's something different. And they can have a hot dog or cotton candy and drink whatever they can get their hands on. They enjoy this type of thing, and running and making noise is part of the deal. And if they're happy, we're happy. The Country Kitchen, we call it, and we sell everything from candy to books to audiobooks, plants, big on plants. And we run the snack bar. And our own people and our own kids are in there doing the cooking and the serving. And there's hot dogs and hamburgers and chili dogs and hot coffee and homemade chowder. The chowder changes every night, and the chili is homemade. We've been doing that for years and years.
I'm running the traffic jam. You know, it's a ride. You know, basically for the young ones though. You know, they go around. They have a lot of fun with it though. You know, they come off a little dizzy, but it's fun. It's all in fun though. Yeah, nothing major though.
Big teddy bears. We got the big teddy bears here. Come on in and win.
Do I have any of these stuffed animals? Ah, good job.
Pretty cool.
They got to play till they pop them. Throw it like a baseball. There you go.
Push taking over is the orange octopus coming in. Into the finish to the fire to the finish line. You did it, you won it. You got anything you like.
They have a great time. The kids have a great time. It's a good family time. We hope to continue this for many more years.
Duxbury's Pilgrim Church recently participated in a food packaging event as part of the National Group Outreach. Outreach's mission is to provide safe water, food, medical care, and education to children and those in need at home and abroad. The Duxbury Church's efforts went to local food pantries. PCN stopped in to learn more.
Volunteers from Pilgrim Church are here to help pack meals for End Hunger New England. We have 5 to 7 of our youth members that are here to help package these meals that will go throughout the South Shore to various pantries, food pantries that serve those people in need.
A few years ago, we had some of our friends in town mention that there were some shortages of food at different pantries around the South Shore. So we looked around for ideas and ways to help out and got connected to Outreach, Inc., which runs these meal packaging events all over the country. And so we've been doing it ever since. Well, Outreach works all over the country with churches and nonprofits and Lions clubs and schools to package meals like this. But all the meals we're packaging today go to food pantries locally, so in the counties around Plymouth. Each package we're doing today, there's 2 different formulas. So one is macaroni and cheese, sort of like a Kraft Blue Box, but with lots of added nutrients and veggies in that as well. And then we're doing beans and rice. So that's exactly what it sounds like. Beans and rice, veggies, soy, and a vitamin packet as well. So they're highly nutritious, and it'll feed a family of 6 for $1.50.
It's not just food, it's nutritious food. And these meals, it's a quarter will feed a kid, $1 feeds a family of 4, but it's 21 vitamins and minerals. It's 11 grams of protein. It's literally the least expensive, most nutritious meal the folks who get it have ever eaten. And the food banks get it for free. The food pantries, the schools get them for free because a lot of partners, a lot of people are just walking up and making donations today. That just becomes meals because we have volunteers that show up and put them together.
We're with Hunger New England as an outreach project for a middle school class at church, and we're feeding people hopefully in our district in Plymouth. So we're sending 50,000 meals to Plymouth. I mean, a lot of people are trying to help everyone around the world, but we have people in our backyard hungry. There could be someone in your class or your neighbor could be hungry, and you want to be able to help them out.
This is the crazy thing. We contacted about a dozen food pantries in the area and said, we're doing 50,000 meals. What can you take, or what do you want to have this time around? We'll do this again in about 6 months. And the first one I got in contact with in Plymouth wanted all of them. That was their demand. Throughout the Plymouth County, there's 45,000 hungry people. So if we were able to somehow package them and spread them all over the county, we'd feed everybody one meal. That's how many hungry people there are just in this county.
I know there are stories of like people who do the pantry at our church, and the people that come in, they're like surprised about the type of people that they see that are hungry. Like you wouldn't necessarily expect that person not be able to afford food.
I live 2 miles from here. A day's drive from my house, there's 8 million hungry people, 49 million hungry Americans. So it's 1 out of every 6 people in our country is hungry, 1 out of every 4 or 5 kids. So we just need everybody to do a little, give a little, volunteer a little. These people that are here for an hour will feed 160 hungry kids themselves in just volunteering for 1 hour.
Most of the meals are going to be coming to the warehouse on Wednesday. They're going to be bringing them over. Most of the meals that are being packaged today. We service 38 food pantries, soup kitchens, homeless shelters, homeless centers in the area, and they'll be going to those programs. It is a warehouse. They'll come to the warehouse and pick up what they need. Most of them don't have a lot of storage space. So what's nice with us is we do have a warehouse location, and we can store a lot of this, and they can come and pick up as many meals as they need for a week.
They're all throughout the South Shore, and they're our neighbors. And there could be a temporary need, or it could be a need that's more chronic and more ongoing. So that's why we're here to help.
The easiest way to learn more information is just to go to sanctuarymarshfield.org/meals. Everything's right there.
We're only packaging 50,000 meals. I mean, if everyone came together and did it, we could feed most of the people in Plymouth. So we're just trying to do our part.
In downtown Plymouth, at the town park where the old trailer used to be, the area has been in what seems to be a permanent state of construction. Soon, however, the sound of table saws, drills, hammers, and industrial forklifts will be replaced by the sound of music and other forms of entertainment as construction of the new Plymouth Amphitheater nears its completion. The structure is set to open sometime the month of June, just in time for the summer tourist season. PCN caught up with 2 of the principal players in getting this project off the ground.
This is truly a dream come true for Plymouth Industrial Development Corporation, to have this music show here for the privilege and the entertainment of our residents as well as our visitors coming into Plymouth. The idea was born in October of 2010, and then with all of the process we had to go through with the town of Plymouth and also with the state, DCR, because this is a state park. We finally got all of the approvals, and here we are ready to open very, very soon.
We've been working closely with DCR on the design and the layout of the amphitheater, but construction is right on track with expected opening in mid-June. As a Plymouth resident, I'm really excited about the opening of the amphitheater for this summer. Lots of performances are going to be held. It's a great time to get your families out. I'm especially looking forward to coming down on a warm summer's night and enjoying a nice concert.
All of the concerts in past years have been here, and it gives a very, very great setting for it, and also blends in with the town. We are a seashore town, and in the background you can see all the crafts here and so forth, and it sort of lends itself to the privilege of having it here, and we're grateful to the state for giving us that opportunity. It's open to many, many venues. It's open to plays, it's open to dancing, as well as the concerts, and it can provide entertainment for all ages, which is very, very important. Our whole thought was to provide something for people of all ages so that everybody enjoys it, the entire town.
Our local Eats team was back out in the community trying the local fare. This time they visited Plymouth Bay Winery to learn what goes into making wine locally.
So what do a couple of foodies who love exposing others to culinary adventures do when they want to own their own business?
by a winery, of course, and continue the 22-year tradition that is Plymouth Bay Winery.
Both my wife and I had a love of wine, and we were looking for a business really to call our own. And my wife found this, found that the winery was up for sale. We came down here, we did a tasting, we were knocked over.
For people who might not be familiar with your wines, what is your collection like?
Our wines are like liquid fruit. We source all our grapes and our fruits from growers throughout the Northeast, and we want to make a drinkable wine. Our wines are very versatile, they're fun, and they say good time.
One of the things that surprised me in coming in was the fact that you made the wines here. I was looking around for a vineyard. Could you tell me a little bit about the actual winemaking process?
Yeah, we source our fruits and or juices from growers within the Northeast, and we ferment, we blend, we bottle, and we cork, we label, and we do tastings here, right on location.
Tell me, how long does it take to make a wine?
Generally, depending on factors such as temperature and the natural yeast, anywhere from 3 to 8 weeks.
And so then you're able to offer it to your guests here, and I noticed that you have wine tastings that are very popular. Tell me what the wine tastings entail.
Welcome, we are the Plymouth Bay Winery. We produce wines that are more indigenous to the region here. We've been around for a little over 22 years. We've had to endure this view for the past 15, but you do what you got to do to get by. Sarcasm is free here, just to let you know that. Our wine tastings, we allow our customers to take a sampling of our wine, which they get a couple of sips, which really gives them a really good understanding of our wines. And they can try all of them or just some of them. Our list of wines is in front of you here. It starts with our Widow's Walk, which is more along the lines of a German Rhine-style wine, like a Riesling or Gewürztraminer, and it goes all the way down to our Raspberry Bay, which is more of a dessert wine. You're going to get notes of apple and pear in this. People think we add the flavor to it, but we don't. It's a characteristic of the grape.
Your wines are so popular, and pairing them with foods, you created additional products. Tell me about them.
Yeah, we've partnered with a local gentleman, Alsbeck with Berry Company, and he makes a line of wine jellies for us, and they've become extremely popular. We've developed some tongue-in-cheek names to go along with the jellies. So it's really been they've been a wonderful addition to people's experience here.
When people are here at the winery, when your visitors come in, what do you want people to experience? What do you want them to take away from their time here?
We want people to experience delicious and really, what we say, play with Bay. Our wines are a fun addition that they can add a lot of spice to their life with, and just a good time with, family and friends. We want them to have a good time when they're here, and even when they leave, whether they choose a wine, one of our jellies, our chocolates, or whatever, we want them to just remember that they had a good time here, and that's something that they can extend into the rest of their lives.
What better way to end this segment of Local Eats? Cheers to our friends at Plymouth Bay Winery, where the art, science, and beauty of artisan winemaking is celebrated every day. For PACTV Community News, I'm Donna Rodriguez.
Town Talk this week brings us some summer updates from Duxbury.
Hi there, I'm Rainey Reed, the town manager for the town of Duxbury, with a recent update on activities here in the town of Duxbury. With Memorial Day now behind us and the end of school fast approaching, which is June 18th, and the 4th of July and hopefully warmer weather also approaching, many of us will be turning our attention to spending some time at the beach. Currently, we have 21 plover nests on Duxbury Beach. Last year, there were 17 nesting pair, so that's a little bit of an increase from what we saw in the previous years. At this time, there are no direct impacts or restrictions on the first or second crossover ramps. However, once the nests begin to hatch, portions of the ORV corridor will be temporarily restricted due to the presence of the unfledged piping plover chicks. The unfledged chicks will ultimately determine the scope and locations of the closures as they hatch and move along the beach. The first nest is due to hatch as early as this week, and multiple nests will be hatching by the end of the first week in June. With the current activity and the nests, there will likely be restrictions imposed below the 250 and 250 non-resident motor vehicle count based on the number and location of broods on the beach. Also, there will be temporary restrictions on portions of the town pedestrian resident beach from the North Poles to an area north of Blakeman's Duxbury Beach Park, but south of the seawall. The good news is the beach remains open, and we're pleased to have everybody come and join us and enjoy themselves while they're out there. We're not anticipating any closures at this time, but again, there may be the restrictions that we've had over the course of the past several years. And finally, on Friday, July 4th at 2 p.m., Hall's Corner is where the parade will start for the 4th of July parade, and it will go down Washington Street to Duxbury High School, and the parade's award ceremony will be at 4 o'clock at Duxbury Middle School. We invite everyone to join us and attend, and we wish you all a very happy 4th of July and a terrific summer. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of PACTV Community News. Replay times are listed on our website, pactv.org. Click the PCN tab to watch individual stories or the entire program.
You can also see us on YouTube by searching for the PACTV Community News channel. And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to receive previews each week, plus links to all our stories.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week on PACTV Community News.